This is the moment the Warriors have been eyeing ever since their pick at number 14 in the 2025 NBA Draft landed in their lap after last season's sleeper hit Quinton Post, who came out of now. Here to give Golden State real minutes and real impact, the question now buzzing in the Bay Area is simple: can they do it again? Can they find another under-third second-round Gemma player with real NBA upside? At pick 14 this year, today we're diving into 5 prospects who might just fit that mold perfectly, offering skill, maturity, and NBA readiness right at the point of that unlikely yet deeply intriguing draft position. Let's start with the name lighting up draft boards and social chatter alike: Coobe Bri, a movement shooter with a pure stroke, who looks like he emerged straight from the Warriors' ideal shooter factory. At around 6'5" 3/4, Bri has this fluid, compact shooting motion that turns defense into offense in the blink of an eye. Over the past seasons, he's hovered around a 4.3 to 4% three-point clip, sometimes even flirting with 45%. That's not just from catch-and-shoot areas either. This is the kind of guy who can curl off screens, tiptoe beyond the line, and still find twine. He's polished this shot across stops at Dayton and Kentucky and shot a slick 45% from deep last season in Lexington. That putback bounce, the quick-fire confidence, it all screams Warriors fit. What makes Bri even more appealing is his frame. He's got enough length and defensive instincts to at least guard wings decently, and the trajectory there looks promising. His freshman season was a learning curve. Sophomore year had its bumps, but then he bounced back strong. Between freshman and junior years, he went from inconsistent to a 50% clip on 3 on over 6 attempts per night. That's legit volume and efficiency against real competition, especially for Golden State, which after their playoff run realized they badly needed more competent wing shooting off the bench. Bri could plug right into that role. But most importantly, he knows his lane. He's not walking and expecting to lead the offense or torch teams with his creation. He's a role player by design, and sometimes that's exactly what second-round picks should be. Bring in the guy who spaces the floor, hits timely threes, helps keep defenses honest, and let the stars do their thing. If he's there at 14, alarm bells should go off, because this could be the next second-round shooter who actually contributes consistently in year 1 the way Post did. But let's shift to another potent name: Shawn James. He doesn't carry the same splash from deep, but what he lacks in highlight reel pop, he makes up for with versatility and defensive IQ. Coming off a strong season at Duke, James is a rubber-armed defender who can hang with both guards and wings. He showed that versatility in every matchup, whether it was pick and roll chaos or strict man-to-man pressure. Throw him on whoever's heating up and he'll stick like glue. Offensively, he chipped in, shooting around 40% from 3, keeping defenses honest and earning offensive minutes through steady if unspectacular production. Here's what's really intriguing: James isn't just a stopper. He can handle the ball and initiate strolling into the lane from secondary ball handling duties. He's not a flashy creator or a volume playmaker, but he's functional, and in a Warrior system that's sometimes lacking initiation beyond their first unit, a savvy initiator off the bench could be huge. He's young, still room for growth, and the tools are there. His length helps him hold his own on the perimeter. His ball handling keeps him out of bad turnovers, and that steady shooting adds real value. If you draft for specialists late, James gives you that two-way option that could carve out minutes quickly and reliably. For 14, he's an enticing investment. Next up on our radar, Lanire out of Tennessee, another pure shooter with a smoother, more dynamic feel than Bri. Lanire is the kind of corner on the-go threat who can light up a scoreboard and change the spacing for a whole unit. He's a prototypical to guard and build around 6'3" without shoes 6'4" or 6'5", with them with a vertical leap that makes you sit up and take notice. Lanire dropped nearly 40% from 3 last year and was in the top percentile nationally for threes made. He hit games with 4 or more threes in college play consistently, stuff that scouts love to see in high-pressure context. Still, he's not just a stationary shooter. He can dribble off handoffs, put the ball on the deck, and even finish at the rim. He's not a takeover initiator in the half court, but every player doesn't need to be. He gives you flexibility to interchange roles around the second unit. He's not a standout defender yet, but again, 14 picks are for specialists, pure and simple. If you need a steady high-volume threat from deep that can come in and just do his job, Lanire is a sharp, logical pick, a Tim Hardaway Jr. style comparison doesn't feel far off in the right situation. That's exactly the kind of guy that thrives next to a splash brother. 4th on our list is Coobe Sanders out of Nevada. Here's a guard that has had a quiet but steady climb up the draft projections. He brings a 2-guard size and the kind of ball handling That says I can run pick and rolls, I can make reads. Think Shannon or Sean Livingston light with the ability to initiate, make the right play, and not turn the ball over when defenses double or blitz. His assist turnover ratio hovers in the mid to range, solid, dependable, unflashy. That's gold in the Warriors culture. Maximize gravity of star ball handlers like Steph and Poole. Then have your second unit run efficiently behind someone who doesn't derail the group with mistakes. His shooting is a work in progress, mid-30s percentage from distance, but the foundation is there. At 6 foot even wingspan with guard size, he's got the tools to stick defensively and handle pressure. If he continues to develop that jumper and keeps his handle tight, he could slot in as that complement to the splash core, a guy who gets things moving and keeps the engine running smoothly. One floor, low risk, and unlike those brand new prospects, Sanders has functioned in pressure spots. If he plays the role right, he's immediate bench insurance. Finally, we come to Micah Pavo out of Georgetown. Don't mistake him for the Rooster. From the Wild West, this Pavo brings a different vibe. A swingman at 6'6" with a strong 220 frame and a 40% three-point clip on. Good volume. Last season, he's the grit and grind option. He can finish at the rim. Nearly half of his shots last year were at the rim, and he made them while still stepping out and knocking down shots. He plays powerfully in transition, can space the lane for others, and has the feel of a guy who knows how to get free and seal up in mismatches. Old school build, modern scoring instinct. Sure, he's older for a rookie, right around 20, for which caps his upside compared to a younger guy with more runway. His jumper has a bit of lag, so he's best spot up or pull up mid-range. The upside isn't limitless. He isn't the best defender, and his turnover rate could be tighter. But if you're drafting at Fortune and you want a Plujanongo piece with NBA frame, real activity, and an ability to impact the game across the board, he's exactly that. Think of a fresher Josh Hustis or a rotational glue wing who shows up, plays tough, compliments the superstars, and gives you value from minute one. So here's where we land. The Warriors got lucky once with a second-round score last year. If they want to chase another, these 5 names each bring something different: a sniper, a stopper, initiator, a rhythm scorer, a leadoff guard, and a doidal wing. The draft is unpredictable, sure, but at pick Fortune, you're not drafting stars. You're looking for fits, floor guys, possible sleepers. If Golden State slides on one of these, it won't be big board reach. It'll be smart, deliberate, and in line with what's made them perennial contenders. And that's where we pause. I want to know which name jumps out to you as the perfect next second-round steal. Which skill set do you want next to Steph, Poole, and Wiggins off the bench? Let's keep this rolling, because this pick isn't just a number. It could be the next chapter in the Warriors' winning legacy. And while all these prospects bring something unique to the table, the real key for the Warriors is identifying which skill set aligns best with their current and future needs. This isn't about chasing upside for the sake of hype. It's about roster balance, long-term sustainability, and plugging the holes that were so clearly exposed last season. Golden State, especially after bringing in a veteran presence like Jimmy Butler, is signaling that they still believe in making one more championship push. But doing that requires more than just stars. It means surrounding those stars with guys who can hold their own when the lights get bright and the bench is called into action. Look at last postseason. The lack of consistent shooting outside of Steph was glaring. The offense stalled too often when defenders keyed in on the primary options. They couldn't generate the same flow we're used to seeing from Warriors basketball. That's why a player like Lanire or Coobe Bri becomes so interesting. Both offer elite perimeter shooting, and when you combine that with Steph's gravity, the floor opens up in ways that allow cutters like Wiggins or rollers like Draymond to operate more freely. You're not drafting a star at Fortune, you're drafting someone who can thrive within a very specific high-X system. Shawn James, on the other hand, offers a defensive stability that Golden State has been lacking in their backcourt rotation. While he may not light it up on the scoreboard, he brings that switchability, that ability to defend the point of attack, and the kind of effort that makes life easier for the rest of the unit. When your bench unit includes young guys like Moses Moody and Brandon Pajimski, you need defensive glue, guys who can do the dirty work. James has that DNA. He's not afraid of contact, not afraid of rotating late into a play and contesting. And he's clearly developed as a shooter enough to keep defenders honest. Coobe Sanders is probably the most intriguing in terms of offensive orchestration. The Warriors have always valued smart decision-making and ball security. Sanders gives them a big-bodied guard who can initiate pick and rolls, make the extra pass, and let the offense breathe when Steph sits. He's not going to win you games by himself, but he's not going to lose you games either. And for a second-round pick, that's massive. What you want is someone who makes smart reads, who understands spacing, and who has the patience to let plays develop. Sanders does all that, and at 6'7" he gives you real size at the guard spot, which is becoming more and more valuable. Micah Pavo rounds out the list as the most physically ready prospect. He may not have the same ceiling as the others due to his age and limited wingspan, but there's a real chance he's the most ready of the bunch. He knows his role plays within himself and has already shown he can be productive against high-level competition. His mid-range game is polished, his slashing is decisive, and he's an underrated transition threat if the Warriors are looking for someone who can play tomorrow and give them 10 to 15 reliable minutes a night. Pavo might be the safest bet. So as we count down the hours to draft night, the Warriors front office has a real opportunity here. These aren't just names on a draft board. These are potential building blocks for a team that still believes its championship window is open. The right pick at 14 doesn't just round out the roster, it could be the difference between another deep run or another early exit. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going in the ever-shifting landscape of the NBA. Few rumors spark as much curiosity and speculation as the latest one making the rounds. Draymond Green, the heart and soul of the Golden State Warriors dynasty, could be eyeing a move to the Chicago Bulls. While nothing has been confirmed and sources close to the situation are remaining tight-lipped, league insiders are increasingly murmuring about a possible departure of Green from the Bay Area. The 34-year-old forward, known for his fiery leadership and defensive tenacity, might be seeking a new challenge, and Chicago could be just a stage for his next act. The Warriors, coming off a turbulent season marked by inconsistency and internal questions about their aging core, appear to be at a crossroads. With Klay Thompson's future uncertain and Stephen Curry shouldering much of the load, the franchise may be preparing to retool around younger talent. That, of course, would leave Green, who has long been a polarizing but pivotal figure in their success, in a precarious position. Enter the Bulls. Chicago has been hunting for a veteran leader to anchor its locker room and bring some much-needed grit to a team that has hovered in mediocrity. Draymond's experience, championship pedigree, and relentless energy could be exactly what the Bulls need to complement rising stars like Kobe White and potentially a healthy Lonzo Ball. Though no official trade talks have surfaced and Green still has time left on his contract, NBA front offices are no strangers to bold moves in the offseason. Some believe this potential transition is less about logistics and more about mutual interest. Green has often spoken fondly about cities with rich basketball legacies, and Chicago fits that mold. For now, it's all whispers, but where there's smoke, there's often fire. And the thought of Draymond Green in red and black is starting to catch attention. The NBA offseason hasn't even started, but the rumors are already heating up. Keep your eyes on this one, it could be the move that reshapes the franchises. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.